Hey guys, how you doing? Coach Mitch here. Let's talk about it. There's a morph happening with the CBPO, the OFO officer interview, and I want you guys to be aware of this. So the BP interview and the OFO interview, they're different worlds. They're completely different worlds. The BP interview is definitely what I would call one of the tougher interviews. It has more, shall I say, pieces to it. It's a more complicated interview. But what I've noticed in the past few months here is that the OFO, the CBPO interview, is starting to go down that route. And so I've been changing, of course, my coaching course as well to make it answer that call, right? Because I want you guys to be armed for it. When you go into this interview, I want you guys ready. But I'm realizing, though, the past few months, we're going through a morphing phase where they're coming more and more like a BP. And so many of you probably thinking, well, why must they do that? Well, because the truth is they can pick who they want. They are very particular now who they're picking. CBPO only picks the best of the best, just like BP too, but CBPO picks the best of the best. If they don't like you or your performance, whatever, they can replace you in a second. It doesn't matter because they have thousands of people who apply all the time. This is why I put the pressure on myself to make sure I give you guys the information you guys need and how to make sure you're ready. That's why I have a 90.4% success rate. I stay on top of these things, right? First thing is this, they're impatient. Yeah, that interview panel is getting impatient. They're slamming through the questions very fast and they expect you to have an answer. This is what I do to you guys in my coaching program. I hammer you the same way because I get these emails all the time thanking me for hammering you guys, getting you guys ready, showing you guys no love at all in the interview process. You know, my interview coaching is just like their interview. I give you the hard stuff right from the beginning, bam, 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 because we're in a fight. We are in a fight to make sure you get that badge. Number two, to make sure you beat your competitors. Now, I can almost guarantee if a person has not been through my coaching program and I put a student of mine who has, my student doesn't win every time. That's almost a guarantee. This I already know. However, now the thing I got to deal with is that they're morphing. So you guys got to understand this. You know, that we're going through a morph. My students right now who I have in my CBPO interview program for January, I have over 64 so far. I'm morphing them right now. I'm getting them up to date. I'm basically going to be a reboot, right? That's the deal, right? Number two is this. They want to hear the complete answer. So what does that mean? You just can't say da, 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 da. No, we have to add on more to that. So I've been doing that also with my 64 clients right now for CBPO this month alone because they are really going for the jugular with us, you know? They want succinct answers. They want really great, complete, comprehensive answers to their questions. And they do not have patience for us. They want to know bump, 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 bump. And you better have it there. Now, my clients are still passing, of course, right? Because I make sure they pass. But I'm just telling you, though, right now, whether you go through me or not, it doesn't matter. You need to be aware they are getting tougher, for sure. Number three is this. You will have one shot and then you go back 6 months. This means you better understand the job you're going for. This is not a civilian interview. How many people have I said this to who still, you know, I get returns of people who take on the CBPO interview on their own, right? They say, oh, Coach Mitch, I didn't pass. I want to go through you this time to help you out. I've got a 97.4% success rate for those people. But this panel is not playing around. I mean, guys, you got to understand, it's not a civilian interview. No one's going to give you coffee or I hope you have coffee, ask you about the weather in the Zoom meeting or tell you, oh, your house looks cool. None of that crap's going to happen. You know, they're not going to ask you, oh, why do you want to be a CBP officer? No one cares about that. Where are you going to be in 5 years? No one gives a crap about that. You're going to get into a brutal interview, seriously, in 15, 20 minutes, you better be ready. It's a brutal interview. It's no joke. And think about that. You have so much writing on this interview. The interview is the only part where you own. 95% of it comes from you to make it or break it. That's your deal. You can't control the physical, the medical, you know, you can't control the politics, you can't control the background. Those things happen. But the interview is your chance to shine, to speak back, to say what's going on and how you see a situation and so on and so forth. You guys have to understand that's how that works. You just cannot walk up there and think, you know, gee, I'm going to pass this. You guys, this is a bonus for you. They're not playing. They are picking the best of the best. That's what it is. They're picking the best of the best. If you're not up for this battle, man, you better get ready for it because they're getting more and more like BP. And BP is known to be one of the toughest interviews there are. I teach FBI, Secret Service, Federal Marshal Service. I teach Secret Service. I teach all that. BP is a hard contender when it comes to the interview process. That's what I want to tell you guys, okay? If you want to get to my coaching program, click the link below. I'll show you how to pass a CBPO interview. It's tough, yeah, but you can do this. If you have that dream, we got to continue your mission so you get that dream, okay? Take care. Coach Mitch. Bye-bye.